course. So why fragrances or scented products in the first place? The next one is an overview of the industry. And the third one would be the business basics, which is just a preview already of our next session. Okay. Question. Why do you use fragrances? Can anyone answer?
To feel.
Sorry, what was that, Bianca?
Yes, hello. I raised my hand.
Yeah.
Ayun. So, I use fragrances, mostly perfume, to feel good about myself and feel confident.
Right.
Ayun.
How about Miss Mel?
Actually, it's the same. So I want to feel good to, how you say, to sort of influence my mood for the day.
Yeah.
Because it's important for me to really have this positive energy throughout the day, because I'm really an active person.
Right. How about Audrey?
For me to experience the appeal of the product, especially if they are scented.
Right. So it's really more experiential and more on tapping into our emotions, diba? It's not just the product itself. Minsan, ang nakaka-attract lang sa atin is the packaging, but really, it has an emotional connection, diba? So, fragrances in general are emotional products, diba? Parang it taps into the emotions of the person that is using it. Yan. Kita nyo ba yung photo? What is this? This is the grocery section of our shampoo pala, hair care section of our grocery. Ang dami, 'di ba? Bakit ganyan kadami ang shampoo na binebenta sa grocery? What do you do when you pass through the hair care section? Or when you choose hair care products, do you open the bottles and smell them, or do you just choose it based on the packaging?
You smell them.
Yeah, you smell them, diba? Tsaka even if, have you ever encountered the product na parang ang ganda nung parang pinaka-benefits niya, but hindi mo type yung smell, so hindi mo na lang siya binili?
Yes po.
Yeah, right? So, really, there are some products that even if they have all the wonderful benefits, kahit sabihin natin anti-aging yan, you will feel, your wrinkles will disappear, ganon. But if you don't like the smell, you really won't get it, diba? So, that's one of the important uses of fragrances in products. Same with skincare. So, for lotions, if hindi natin type yung amoy, 'di ba? We won't pick it up even if lagay natin ultra whitening or tanning, whichever direction of color you want to get, right? Kung ano siya, like especially for kids products, na-notice niyo ba if who has kids here pala? Who has kids already? Meron na. Okay. For the moms, do you buy products for your kids na inaamoy niyo muna yung scent?
Yes.
Yes. If hindi niyo type, hindi niyo bibilihin din right? Pag masyadong matapang yung smell.
Yes, kasi usually pag di mo gusto, hindi rin gusto ng anak
mo. Yeah.
Kasi alam mo rin gusto niya eh.
Yes.
So you gonna try it first.
Right. Yun. So moms are usually the deciding the deciding people for grocery items and for personal care items, especially for their families. So that's one thing that you'd want to consider if you are going to sell personal care products. Sino ba yung bumibili sa family ng products na yon? Okay, if it's the mom, then you have to see or understand the preferences of the mothers who are buying these kinds of products for their families. Sabon, same way. Kahit nakasara yung box na, aamuyin mo pa rin yung box kasi hindi mo gusto yung amoy, you still won't pick it up, right? Okay, so here are some of the things that are parang assumptions on why fragrances are important. One is because if it smells good, usually it connotes good hygiene, 'di ba? So for especially for the person using it. Kahit um kahit nagsabon lang pala siya, 'di ba? Parang feeling niya ang linis-linis na. Plus, even if someone else smells that person, kung nakaamoy ng scent ng, let's say, Safeguard or Dove, right? Alam nila na naligo yung tao. So, the assumption is they are very clean, right? The next is, of course, for personal, it can change and enhance your mood. One of the things that propelled essential oils into the billion-dollar industry that it is today is because of this. Diba? So, leading up to the pandemic, umaakyat na yung usage for essential oils because it helped people change their mood. It helped elevate their moods. Mas naging there's a possibility for you to feel more energetic, more parang happier because you are smelling oils that can elevate those hormones in your body. So, pag ano ka naman, pag feeling mo stressed ka, you use essential oils or you use scents that can calm you down, right? So, yun, madaming uses and madaming changes that fragrances and EOs can help in terms of your mood and your energy. Yan. So, that's one. The third is, of course, on a business perspective, it increases the product value. This is parang pinaka-evident, or you can see this more evidently in scenting spaces. Okay? So, pag pumunta ka ng mall, I know that a lot of people now don't go to malls, but before the pandemic, di ba pag pumasok ka ng hotel or ng mall, minsan may naaamoy tayong scent, right? And usually it increases or it changes the perception about a specific space. So, kunyari, mega mall. Mega mall is, parang mall, but it's not the most high-end mall. But because they introduced a good fragrance that smells very luxurious, mas naaangat niya yung, yung mall na yon in terms of parang brand imagery na parang mas premium compared to other malls that might not have fragrances in their spaces, 'di ba? So parang mas na capitalize nila yung premiumness just based on the scent. Okay? The next one is ito, yung pros and cons. So why do we use fragrances in the first place? Or why would you want to go into a business that would have a scent-based product or a scented product? Okay. One is because it's usually consumable if it is scented. So soaps, diba? Personal care products, kahit home fragrances, or even candles, they are all consumable products. When they are consumable, meaning may return purchase if your product is really good. Or if your customer likes your product, diba? May return purchase yan for sure. The second is these basic products are relatively easy to make. Okay. When I say relatively easy, the process is quite simple for some products, but there are some products that might be more technical. Okay. And the last would be, of course, it is profitable. The downside to it is because the products are relatively easy to make, ang dami mong ka-competition. Which is why this course is important as well because it will help you identify yourself, diba, apart from everybody else. Okay. Of course, volume. The more you sell, the more quantities you make, the more economical your price can become, and the more mas nagiging attractive yung presyo mo. Okay. But that is, I think, that will depend on your target market. Okay. If tina-target mo masa, then pababaan talaga kayo ng price. But if you have a specific niche or target market, then price might not be as parang important. Okay? Next is it's highly subjective. Of course, fragrances, if your customers don't like that kind of scent, wala tayong magagawa. Example, ako, I really don't like fragrances that are, example lang to if the shampoo, let's say, has an apple fragrance, I don't like it. O di, kahit anong gawin natin, kahit gaano kaganda yung formulation mo for your shampoo or for your hair care product, kung may apple fragrance siya, hindi ko talaga siya bibilihin because I really don't like that fragrance. So, you can't please everybody in terms of the scent preferences, which is okay lang naman because that's an opportunity for you to create another product that, kung meron tao ayaw ng apple, then gawa ako ng iba pang variant. Right? Yon. The last one would be regulatory constraints because, as I mentioned, everything that is basically scented would eventually be subject already to FDA restrictions or regulations by the end of the year. So, ano ba yung mga covered ng FDA? Everything that touches your skin. So, soap, shampoo, shower gel, all of the products that you use for your body, those are subject for FDA compliance. The next one is yung home fragrances. Yun nga, home fragrances like candles, like room sprays, those will eventually be covered by the FDA as well by the end of the year. The next one would be household products. So cleaners, detergents, fabric softeners, and the like. Yun, covered yan ng FDA as well. Okay. So bottom line is, even if marami kang competition, pricing would be subject to who your target market is. Bottom line is, basically lahat halos ng products na yon are considered essentials. So it really depends on your branding na lang and how much you're going to sell it for, and if you target the right market to be able to sell, continuously and successfully. Kasi meron at meron kayong target market and meron at merong bibili ng product ninyo. It's just really targeting the right people. Okay. So, any questions so far? Wala. All right. Okay. So I'll go into the overview of the industry. Do you guys have any idea on like how big the industry is? Maybe ilang billion pesos worth?
In the Philippines po or
Yeah, in the Philippines. In the
worldwide?
Philippines.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll show you some slides para lang makita nyo din na ano siya. Okay, so this is, sino sa inyo gusto gumawa ng candles? Sophia, I know you're going to make candles. Denise also. Okay, so candle, dami pala. All right, okay. Ayan, so basically, ang candles dito sa Philippines, hindi pa ganun ka naging parang commercial quantities talaga. Not until recently because of the pandemic. So, nung naging pandemic, doon talaga, like even for me, doon ko nakita yung pag-expand ng artisan candles. Because yun nga, I think the light of the candle itself, it gives warmth, diba? Parang it gives a warm glow kasi. So it really helps enhance the mood. Tsaka nakaka-calm din kasi, especially the scents that are being used for candles. So the value here is not actually peso, but in US dollar. So recently, there's a sharp increase talaga in terms of the usage and of course, the number of brands selling candles as well. If you plan to go into the candle business, I would really suggest you have a strong brand identity because iba-iba yung stories that candle makers or candle brands have. And usually, hindi yung mismong scent yung hinahabol, but what the brand represents. Okay, so I'll give some examples in the next few classes for that. Next is perfume. This is Mintel. This is from Mintel report. Okay. The reports that I'm showing here are from Mintel. Wait, I'll type it down. These are for Philippines. Okay. The next would be for perfumes and toilet waters. When you say toilet waters, ito yung mga EDP na nakikita natin in the market. This particular report does not include online sales for smaller brands. Tsaka hindi rin kasama the newer brands that are in the market. Okay, so these are the uncovered here are department store brands that are being sold in commercial distribution. So like in mga Watsons, department stores, small base. Yan yung mga covered for this report, as well as direct marketing companies like Mary Kay and Avon. Okay, so meron din increase in usage and increase in spending for these products. Sa soaps, medyo hindi siya nagre-reflect dito yung increase in usage. But, of course, as we all know, pandemic, di ba, nag-increase again yung usage natin for soaps, that even Watsons is pushing all of their hand soaps na in yung iba 1 liter bottles na nga kasi mas malakas talaga yung gamit ngayon for hand soaps because we have to keep on washing our hands, di ba? Yan. All right, this one is makeup. So even makeup, kahit hindi na lumalabas yung mga tao, kailangan zoom ready pa rin ang ating mga faces. Yan. Okay. Organic surfactants or soaps and fabric softeners have also increased. Kung manonotice ninyo, even P&G and Unilever have already been making perfume style na mga fragrances for their home care products. So, di ko alam kung nanonotice niyo sa groceries, meron ng binibenta, actually, parang couple of years na. Yung kay Pia Works Back, those scents are actually reformulated from being used for perfumes, ginawa silang compatible for fabric softeners. And the point of that is they wanted to create a multifunctional product na hindi mo na kailangan magpabango after because your fabric softener already smells like perfume. So, yun, may mga ganong multifunction products that you might want to come up with as well if your target market has a need for it, or you can create a need for it, diba? Kung feeling nyo fit yon sa nila, lifestyle nila. Okay. The next one is for soaps. Because of the pandemic as well, marami ring naging makers ng sabon. And I'm pretty sure some of you also are either making soaps already or want to make their own soaps. So yan, one of the things that are parang increasing is yung make your own soap na lang at home. At least you can control the materials that you are using and you know what goes into it. Yun. So part yan ng usage for fragrances. Okay, this is the most, I think, fascinating for me because in just a few years, talagang nag-3x na yung market for essential oils. And one of the things that I want to share lang I'm going to share it, I think, in the third session, is the sustainability aspect of using essential oils. So, because of the increase in demand, when you say essential oils, these are the oils that are derived from plants or botanicals. Okay, so plants or botanicals. So the leaves, the roots, the fruit of the tree, the trunk, the resins, yon. Because of the sudden increase in, hindi naman sudden, pero hindi maka-catch up yung sources, the natural sources where we get these essential oils from, So there is a sustainability issue with it. Yan. So I'll be discussing more of that in the next few sessions. Pero ito, overview na lang on the products that can be used or where we use the fragrances. So we have fine fragrances, personal care, and home scents. Basically, these are the three categories that we will be focusing on in our course. All right. I think it's important that before you dive into this industry, you also know the challenges that this industry has para at least you can strategize as well, diba? Okay. Ito, consumers are shifting away from traditional mass market scents or celebrity endorsed mass market fragrances. So you'll see a trend. Well, I think it's evident now. More and more people are looking for scents that express their own individuality. And parang nawala na yung parang gusto ko ng Bath and Body Works or Victoria's Secret. Gusto ko yung mas tugma sa personality ko. Di ba? Marami nang ganun ngayon eh. The next is the growth in awareness about therapeutic benefits of fragrances or essential oils. So how do you introduce this into your products? The next is there are a lot more upmarket brands. When we say upmarket brands, they cater more to upper C, B, and A class. Ito, pinaka-important, I think, because fragrances are very subjective and people want to smell something before they buy it. One of the things that is crucial is really sampling. So, to give you guys an idea, sino may kilala with the brand Simoy ng Haraya? Simoy ng Haraya.
Nakikita ko siya sa ads.
Yes. Okay. So, ang ginawa ni Simoy is they actually created sampler packs available and they shifted some of their sales to, I think, Shopee or Lazada. Tapos doon talaga nag-skyrocket sila because they gave people an opportunity to try out small sizes of their scents and choose which one they like. So you can do the same thing, and I would suggest that you actually do the same thing because that's one way for people to try out your products or try out your brand without selling out na malaking halaga, di ba? So parang hindi masakit for them na trinay nila yung products ninyo. And if they like something, then win-win. They've spent a little bit lang to try out your products and you get another sale. Diba? So important na if you are doing a sampling program online, na if they like something, maybe you can give them a discount for buying a full bottle. Especially for retail products like home scents, perfumes, diba? Pag nagustuhan nila yung sample, give them 20 pesos, 50 pesos off on the full size bottle. Mas nakakainganyo. Okay, the last one would be engaging with customers in the digital era. So very important, social media, because offline na retail sales is not picking up yet. Medyo nag-return back na to normal mall goers, but it's not the same as pre-pandemic levels. So we will still have to rely on digital means. Social media will still be very important. Kaya if you are not as adept in using Facebook, using Instagram, I would suggest that you start learning kasi very important talaga in connecting or engaging with your customers because that's the only way now that you can get in touch with them constantly. And yung constancy or yung consistency na yun yung makaka-push ng repeat sales. Yung iba repeat sales if they already know your brand. Yung iba yun yung makaka-inganyo for your first-time customers to try out your brand. Okay? Okay. So from your end, ano tingin niyo yung magiging challenges ninyo when you go into or when you start your business? Sige, I'll answer Miss Joy's question first. How about you? Do you personally do your brand's own social media? I give the direction for it, but I have a marketing staff that does the graphics and all that.